Right, so I'm ready to trim this piece, and before I started, I'd like to talk about a little bit of my trimming tool that I've been designed and developed for years. They are serving the same kind of purpose. It's like rectangle or square-ish shape, and basically for trimming the foot of your part. If you want to trim your foot rims, that this will be easy to go to. And they are made of different materials, so just to let you know that I have a stainless steel and tungsten carbide. Both these two are made of tungsten carbide, and these two are made of stainless steel. But they are different grade of stainless steel. This is like 300 series, a little bit soft, and this is 400 series of stainless steel. And both are made of tungsten carbide. And it's, of course, it's much harder material, but if you drop it on the floor or on a hard surface, it will shatter. So that's the, it's kind of a trade-off. You want something hard, then it's brittle. If you want something softer, then it's not as hard, so it gets dull easily. So it's a trade-off, right? So when trimming this piece, I will use, I kind of alternate all of them to do the demonstration. They all serve the same purpose of removing the clay and also take care of the foot. Right, so let's put it aside and start to center the piece. So while I'm trimming, I will let you know what tool I'm using. I usually use a harder material to remove most of the clay, because that is harder material, so the blade stays sharper longer, so you can use that to remove the most of the clay. And this one is my square shape tungsten carbide loop tool. The loop tool made of tungsten carbide, and let me get the also this is the L-shaped tungsten carbide tool. The blade stays sharp much longer than the stainless steel. And when you are using carbide tool, actually you could trim your clay a little bit drier. A lot of people, when they are using the dull tool, they tend to trim the clay a little bit softer, because the dull tool is very hard to cut through the clay. So they tend to trim it a bit softer. But when you are having your tungsten carbide tool, you could wait a little bit longer, so your clay is a little bit firmer and drier, and the carbide tool could take care of it easily. So that's my number 2, okay, number 2 tungsten carbide L shape. Now let me bring my 400 series of stainless steel trimming tool. This is not as hard as tungsten carbide. But when you're using the stainless steel tool to trim, your surface tend to be a little bit more smoother than using the tungsten carbide tool. So you see that when I'm designing the tool, I have a nice, it's a rectangle, so you got a nice 90 degrees here. Okay, so wooden handle and 400 series of stainless steel trimming tool. It can hold the edge a little bit longer than the regular 300 series of stainless steel. And I designed this tool a little bit thicker. It's 1.5 millimeter thick, versus my regular one is either 1 millimeter or 1.2 millimeters. So that is a little bit thicker. So that's the trimming of this triangular bowl. Alright, so next one, the square bowl. Number 2, tungsten carbide L-shaped tool. And some people think this tool is easy to get chattering. So there's a technique for avoid unwanted chattering. It's that when you cut, if your cutting point is closer to the end here, so you're going to trigger the vibration. When you trigger vibration, you get a chattering mark. So if you put your cutting point closer to the corner, you could avoid the unwanted chattering. So you see that when I'm dragging my tool, the cutting point is closer to the corner, okay, to the handle. So you don't end up with getting the chattering, unwanted chattering mark. And also you see that when I'm holding the blade, I'm holding closer, okay, closer to the blade. And even you can use the other hand to support it, so you don't have an unwanted chattering mark. And of course you want to spin the wheel not so fast. Okay, so this is tungsten carbide L-shaped tool, and the 420 series of stainless trimmer. Change into 300 series of trimming tool. And usually I like to sharpen my tool, or if my tool gets dull, I like to resharpen before I go. Square shaped carbide tool. Right, so I'm using my stainless trimming tool to finish up, to get a nicer, better, smoother surface. So the rest will be the same, so I will just speed up to show you the whole process, but in time-lapse mode, so you don't need to spend so much time watching this, but I will record the whole process. Right, so pretty quick. You can see the whole process of trimming when I using the time-lapse mode. And now it's finished. You can see the 3, 4, 5, 6 sided outer rim, and that's the result. And I was using, all of them are my rectangle or square shape of trimming tool, different materials. Tungsten carbide, stainless steel 420, and this is 300 series of stainless steel trimming tools. So I decided, after I done the trimming demo, decided to put the chattering mark and put down the black slip. So just to show you the extra result for the chattering texture on the black slip. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time.